Willie D Live.
What's up, family? You're not going to believe this one. Donald Trump, your president, has lost his mind, fam. This dude has reportedly finalized a deal to establish the President Donald J. Trump and Justice Commission and a corresponding $1.776 billion compensation fund. Your money. He's going to pay his companies and people who participated in the January 6th riots because they felt some kind of way about it. The fund is intended to pay claims to individuals, including political allies and potentially those charged in the January 6th Capitol attack, who alleged they were wrongfully targeted by the government under the Biden administration. Now check this out, family. In exchange for the fund, Donald Trump is expected to drop his $10 billion lawsuit against the IRS. Now, that 1776, that represents a pivotal date in American history when the 13 colonies declared their independence of Great Britain, culminating in the adoption of the Declaration of Independence by the Continental Congress on July 4th, 1776. Y'all gonna let him get away with that? I know y'all not gonna let him get away with that. You got to do something about that now, right? They're gonna take your tax dollars and fund it any kind of way they want. Well, I'm saying Trump. And check this out, family. They got a 5-panel commission. And the commission is controlled by Trump. Now remember, Trump controls the IRS, right? Who he's suing. He controls the DOJ, who's supposed to be overseeing everything to make sure that, people don't run rogue and make sure that they punish people who violate the law, stretch the law. The DOJ actually is supposed to work for the people. They're supposed to be the top dogs for the people, not Trump, not the president, but for the people. They're supposed to look out for our best interests. Y'all think that's looking out for our best interests? Like creating a slush fund, basically, to divvy up however he wants to. So he can give as much money to his own private companies as he'd like, or he can give as much money to the January 6th rioters as he like, or he can give as much money to his political allies as he'd like. He can do whatever he wants to do with the money. Can you imagine? I mean, just remotely imagine Barack being able to do something like that. Hell, any president, Biden couldn't have gotten away with that. And he's white. He wouldn't have gotten away with it. But Trump, this sets a really dangerous precedence, because once he does it and get away with it, now other corrupt would-be presidents are going to run the same play. They know he's the template. Now they know what they can and can't get away with. You think they're not going to push? You think the next guy who has that Trump type mentality is not going to do the same? And look, the Republicans are bound to get more Trump types now, because those aspiring presidents, they want to be in the position Trump is in. And they see what works. They see that, oh, that's what they want. Oh, I can do that. Shit, okay, I thought I had to have some decorum. I thought I had to act civilized. I thought I had to be smart. Oh, shit. I thought I had to be tactful. I thought I had to have some class. I don't have to have none of that. All I got to do is be racist. And they're going to love me to death. That's where we are. That's where we are. And we thought we was going far. I really do. I can't believe I was that naive, fam. I consider myself to be a little sharper than the average person. I just didn't think, like I didn't think it was that bad. I knew it was some closet racist. And I knew that America was still not a post-racist country, and a post-racial country. I already knew all of that, right? But I'm thinking pockets here and there. A few of them here and there. You can some of them you can just look at them and tell what they're about. But I didn't know it was this bad and it could get this bad. I didn't even think, I thought it was safeguards in place. This is what I'm saying. I thought it was safeguards in place to prevent things like this from happening. I thought like the politicians would catch it. Like, hold on, you're not doing that. We're not letting you get away with that. I thought the Supreme Court justices would catch it. We're not letting you get away with that. But once Trump stacked the deck with his personal hand picks, people that he knew would be loyal to him and not the Constitution. People who he knew would be loyal to him and not the people of America. It was a wrap. And actually, it was a wrap before that. It was a wrap. It really started with the lobbyists. Once these Congress people were able to get lobbyists on board, where lobbyists could not be sent to jail for making deals and being the middleman, and they couldn't go to jail for accepting money and favors. Cut it. It's over. It was over at that point. At first, that was a little oversight, just a little. They were still crooked and taking money under the table, and all that stuff. They've been doing that. They're going to keep on doing that forever, right? But there was some checks and balances, that's over now. Trump has proved that whoever the president is, and if that president has the House and the Senate, he pretty much do what he want to do. And ain't nobody gonna do nothing about it. And he knows he ain't going to jail. How soon do you think another Trump is going to run for president? I say 2028. I say 2028. If he doesn't do something to make himself a permanent, forever president. I'm getting my ass up out of here, y'all. Yeah, I'm out. I ain't staying. Oh, hell no. I'm be ready to. I'm making sure my passport is up to date and everything, and I'm out. I'm not gonna be rude like that, man. I'm not gonna be handled like that. I'm not gonna allow somebody to handle me like that. Now, man, they're rolling back civil rights legislation. These people trying to get us back to Jim Crow, and if you don't be careful, I hear a lot of people talking about slavery ain't gonna never happen. Yeah, it could happen. Now it may be a lot of blood. Well, it's gonna be a lot of blood. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. Blood would pour in the streets, and everybody gonna get it. A lot of them don't even understand. A lot of their families and stuff don't even understand that they ain't gonna be so lucky, right? They don't understand that. They're gonna get it too. They don't understand that if that happens, because see, we know what they'll do now. We know how far they'll go. We've seen them destroy our family structure. We've seen them destroy the unit. We've seen them sell mothers and fathers and babies. We've seen them sell them to the highest bidder. We've seen them heard stories where they have physically violated boys, girls, women, and men in public, in front of everybody. Just no respect whatsoever. We've seen them put black people in cages and throw baseballs at them, throw fruits at them, make them parade around inside of a cage butt naked. They laughing and feeding them through the cage. we've heard of the stories where there were black people who decided that they did not want to work in those fields anymore. They was not going to do it. And they forced them. They decided, you know what, I'm not going to eat. I'm going to starve myself to death. I'd rather die. So they bust their teeth. They took a hammer and bust their teeth out their mouth and forced tubes in their mouth and fed them through the tube. Yeah. So we know those stories. We know the stories where they come into your house and have their way with your woman. Come in, steal your land, take your stuff, take your money. You put your money in the bank. They could take the money out the bank. Did you know that there were banks? There's a story about one bank that has been told where this one bank bankrupt an entire black community. The black people put their money in the bank, and the white bankers stole all their money. Just one day, they stopped. People was coming to the bank, and they just decided one day that they was not gonna give black people their money, and they could do nothing about it. So we saw that, but it wasn't just one bank. It was a bank. It was hundreds of banks all over the country did the same thing. So we saw that. So we know how they go. We know. So what was that movie? It Will Be Blood. It Will Be Blood. And I'm talking about on a level you ain't seen before. You talk about the Civil War. It ain't got. Yeah, it's gonna be way worse than that. Way worse. Because like I say, we know now. We know how far they will go. And we can't afford to go back. Can't afford to go back there. Trump is doing anything he wants to do. And he's doing it on the Republicans' watch. And he's also doing it on the Democrats' watch. Now, that's something that everybody gonna have to watch. Everybody look back and think about these times when he was able to do that. Anybody with a lick of power should absolutely be embarrassed and better not have nothing to say. You better not have nothing to say. You better not have a jack damn thing to say down the line because it happened on your watch. And instead of you standing up for the people, you coward. Yeah. Whole bunch of them. Oh, man, damn near all of them. Cowards on the Democrat side and the Republican side. Because here's the thing, fam. Those seats wield the same amount of power, influence, and they pay the same salary. So if the Republicans can do it, why the Democrats can't do it? No more talk.